Okay, so today's a very exciting day because I'm riding this thing here. This thing, otherwise known as a Harley Davidson, which is ridiculous because I don't actually know what it is. It's I'm gonna have to put this in writing over the screen now because it's a 800 and something. This is not a review. This is just a look-see at what this thing is. I basically got an email from Harley Davidson saying if you come and test ride a bike, you can enter a competition to win one, which I thought was a bit of a no-brainer really, and it is so much fun. And we're just going to have a ride. This is quite a new bike, it's a brand new bike, and there's all these different things to turn it on. It's in neutral, that's the... Oh God, I hope you can hear that. Okay. It rattles so much, but I love it. Oh, listen to it, for goodness sake. Yeah, so the competition is to win a dark custom motorcycle with £5 worth of... Oh, it's different to steer. Oh, listen, just listen. With £5 worth of customization options, and all you have to do is test ride one of their bikes. Oh goodness me! And this is the first time I've ever ridden a Harley Davidson. It's something that I never imagined I'd do. There was no reason for me to do it. Oh, the fuel lights come on, that is fantastic. What does that mean? There's not even a fuel gauge on here, so I have absolutely no idea. I don't know how long. So initial reactions to driving a Harley Davidson are, it rattles so much. The vibrations going through my feet are quite, hello, distracting, to be honest. I've just got some new boots with Vibram soles on, which I guess have taken up quite a lot of the shock, the vibrations rather. But I can still feel it, and it's an enormous difference from what I'm used to on my BMW. Other differences are, obviously, the chassis is a completely different motorcycle, so... Oh, listen to that. I love that sound. This is not about going fast, this is about just cruising and hearing that note. And so yeah, the positioning, the first thing is getting my feet used to where to put them. I don't think I can catch that on camera, but I'm sat really compacted. So it's kind of a bit weird to find where the gear stick, you know, I keep having to angle my foot weirdly, and it's very close, and you know, these boots are new, so they aren't quite supple enough to move. Let's open it up a little bit. Okay, there we go. Oh goodness me, what was I saying? Yeah, so it's a little bit weird in my feet. I'm getting used to it, and to be fair, I've adapted quite quickly, but I've ridden a lot of types of different bikes, so the most terrifying thing was leaving the showroom, the Harley Davidson showroom, and just hoping to God that I didn't stall it, because a massive gang of middle-aged men turned up, all staring at me, because I obviously look like you know, an adventure tourer guy. I've got this peaked helmet on, these big, you know, adventure boot things. I look like I don't belong on one of these things. I mean, for one thing, the average age of this thing to ride one is about 204, and I'm 32. Because, you know, this is a primarily this, ow, my ass. This is a, okay, suspension, that's a bit tough as well. Surely that can be tweaked. Anyway, this is a toy. This is a toy. It's not meant for riding all the time. If I did, my bones would be rattled to heck. And as such, it's for someone who has a disposable income. Other things, the mirrors, I don't know if it's because my shoulders are particularly broad, but I can't see much behind me because the mirrors are so close in. This one on my left, nothing, I can't see anything. So if I did own one of these, that's one of the first things I'd do, is get that moved out so I could actually see what's behind me. It's comfortable, yeah, definitely. Like that's a proper saddle. Would I be happy sitting on this thing all day? Pretty much. I like that. This is it's like an 890 something or 870 something cc. I'm going to get the info and post it below the video for those that are interested. Oh, sunshine, blue sky. So it's considered to be a bit of a baby for a Harley Davidson. Now, I had the option of waiting for a 1200, but considering, you know, I was quite honest with the guy, he knew I was only in for the competition, he was cool about it. Considering I'm not looking to buy one, you know, I just said, well, whatever you have, you know, I was grateful for whatever they had. I really hope you can hear this, by the way, because it's so loud, and I'm wearing my earplugs as well, so I'm overcompensating, so shouting a little bit. Anyway, yeah, so it's considered the baby, which, you know, is ridiculous because it's got more than enough grunt. You know, it's a nearly 1000cc motorcycle, so I'm not going to penis measure against all the others. It's great. It's got a lot of power, so much torque. But, like, you know, I'm sat behind these cars, what are we doing, 50, which is probably right for this kind of road, and I feel absolutely no urge to go faster. And, you know, I don't want to. This is quite nice. And, you know, let's just say, for example, that I did win this competition, which would be insane. What, 1 in a million sort of thing. I would love to have it as a kind of toy. Let's see if we can hear this thing a bit better. Drop a gear. It's so obnoxious. Morning. Just tearing up the South Hams. So we're in Totnes now, so let's see if I can ruin some hippies' day. It's a weird thing, really, because I felt inclined to say sorry for, you know, the obvious fact. As soon as I walked into the showroom, you know, and said, can I test drive it because of the competition email, I think the guy knew pretty quickly that, you know, this isn't a sale thing. I'm not going to make a target out of this, but as a marketing thing, you know, what am I going to do? I'm going to go off, I'm going to immediately tell my dad how great these are, and he loves choppers and things, and Harleys and whatnot. I'm immediately going to go and tell all my other biker friends how fun this was. I'm going to post this video on YouTube saying, thank you, Harley Davidson, check them out, DDDD. So really, it's a clever idea because it's gonna get people out and about on their bikes, spreading the word. Kingsbridge, let's go that way. I wonder if I need to drop a couple of quid in. I probably will, actually. Just to be safe. Oh, it's nice and sunny here. Because I don't know what this means. There's no fuel gauge that I can see on this thing. I've gone through the different modes, so that's a gear, RPM thing, so second gear, blah blah blah. What else we got? Distance, that's mileage. This is, where am I anyway? Oh, petrol station's this way, I think. Mileage A, so this thing's out. Right, turn that off. What else we got? My distance B and the time. So I have no idea how much fuel's in this thing. This fuel tank's the size of an actual peanut, so, you know, does that mean I've got 40 miles left in the tank, or, you know, half a mile. I have absolutely no idea, so I better have a little look. I think by far pulling away is my favourite thing to do, because it just, I know I keep prattling on about it, but it sounds so good. And I'm showboating basically. It's obviously turning heads. It's making people look. And the extrovert in me is loving it. Oh, front brake's all right. My Beamer's a bit better for brakes, but it kind of has to be because it weighs 50 tons more than this. Oh, look at all these old cars. Lovely. So the thing is, you know, how the hell do I turn this thing off? There. You cut the circuit. Right, okay. It's kind of hard to get the stand out as well, but that might just be because I'm being a doof. Right, let's have a look. How do you even get this thing off? No, I think that's alright. I don't have forever and a day on this thing. I've got about 30 minutes left anyway, so I should probably start heading back. So yeah, that'll be alright. Alright, so to start this thing, it's one of these modern things that has a fob. So I've got the fob in my pocket. It's a keyless thing, so as long as I'm around it, it'll do its job. It should turn on, hopefully. It's in neutral. I don't know what that oil light's for. Presumably everything's okay. It's got ABS apparently. That's good to know. Right, there we go. Right, mate. What's nice is that because it's sort of ticking over so slowly like a bloody tractor, just blip, 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 it just pulling itself along. It's just nice to want to just pootle. I mean, I do that on my bike anyway. That's kind of like my natural way. I don't like trying to endanger myself by going stupidly fast all the time. It's nicer to have a bit of a pootle, and because you can see more stuff, you know. Oh, there we go. Motor Guzzi there, lovely. I keep getting my foot stuck under the gear. Oh, Father, you're gonna love going on one of these. You've got to do it, Dad. If you're watching this, you've got to give it a go. That's your classic Harley rider. Oh, it's nice now the sun's come out, nice and warm. God, it gets hot though. Jesus Christ, it's getting warm. You can smell the oil as well. I'm a lot closer down on the engine than on the GS as well, and I can feel the heat coming up through the seat. In general, you know, it's a much more a tactile sort of visceral thing. You can sort of, I can feel a lot more, like I've said it already, but the vibrations of this thing, letting you know, just reminding you what you're doing, and you know how much energy is sat underneath your arse. It's just about knowing where everything is. It's just your hands go for things naturally. I mean, everything's much more squidged up here, and you know, even on the controls on the handlebars as well. So I'm used to, you know, having my hands out quite wide, almost in line with my shoulders, I suppose, where here it's much more tucked in. And the other big thing is I don't have a windscreen, so I'm used to having a great big windscreen in front of me that deflects a lot more wind than I realised it did, so I've got a lot more appreciation for that. But you know, I'm doing 55 now and it's pushing me back into the seat, and I'm having to grip hold of the handlebars a bit more than I would normally, which is kind of scary really, because it feels like I've been pushed off the back of it. Here we go, let's open it up. Oh, brilliant. It's a nice pub, by the way, if you live around here, the Turtley. It's where the video started. Check it out. They have chickens that wear little trousers. They look like flares. They're feathers, obviously. They don't wear actual trousers. And my God, it's rained a lot since I was last here. Must not let go! I'm starting to nitpick now because the ergonomics of the buttons aren't very good. You can kind of slip on them a little bit. My thumbs aren't that big. And this is a man's bike. This is for men. Not for your little, tiny little baby hands. Y'all gonna ride a Harley, you gotta have big man hands. You gotta be able to pick the bike up, put it in your pocket. Y'all take the bike out of your pocket and use it to play pool down at the drinking hole, y'all. Yeah, that's right. Oh, I just thought of a great song. Oh, I'm the kind of guy that likes to get around. Something because I'm a wanderer. Oh, I'm a wanderer. I get around, 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 around. Okay, so in summary, it is enormously fun. It sounds amazing. It's comfortable. But it is not what I would say the kind of thing you'd want to ride around every day to commute and whatnot. However, regardless of your feelings on Harley Davidsons, and you know, you hear stuff about they rattle themselves apart and whatever, it's an iconic thing, an absolutely iconic bike. It's like sitting in this is the equivalent of driving a Ford Mustang. And here we go, end of the trip. What a laugh.